All right, we are back, and hopefully it fixed this time around. Tweaking, letting a driver go through. I believe that was the Red Bull of BRL Rathe. Yes, it was. He's actually invalidated his lap, so he will not have this time on the board. But the moment he provisional pole, 29.251, or I'm sorry, 257. We'll see how that works out for the Red Bull driver. Off the track he goes, by the way.
Yeah, just going through. Toneless is coming through the final corner. He's gonna go P6.
Trying to scroll for him. He's actually gone the medium. A lot of guys have gone the medium itself. Calzone gone the medium. Master playing medium. Obviously, Groggy Palms to the win. Both gone medium as well. Same with Sweller and Tweaking. But a lot of drivers choosing the medium compounded tire.
Yeah, they're just a better race tire here at this track than the softs are, because the softs you can get maybe 8 laps out of them. And
oh, wait, there's rain. Yeah. Well, that's going to be the qualifying order. Unless it stops and dries up in these 7 minutes, this should be the qualifying order. That's going to hurt some of these guys. Mozzie's gone out again. He may qualify on those soft compound tires. He has no other choice right now. He's going to start an out lap and a flying lap in a few seconds' time. But I don't think the grip on the mediums, already is going to be about half a second to a second slower than the soft compound tires already on a completely dry track. Well, now with it wet, I'd see there's going to be even less grip, and it may just be running for nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, guys who got their laps in now, they're better off, because if this track does get super wet, then, like you said, it's going to be qualifying order right here.
One thing to note is there's a streak that's going to be broken. You know, we talked about breaking streaks with the podium sitters the last couple of Grand Prix, and with Sweller's string of third-place finishing positions. Look down in P12. Heatwave has gone out not only on the softs, but he may not qualify once again in the top 10 like he has in the last 2 races. And I like how you point that one out. Actually, he has gone on the mediums. It was lied to me. All right.
I didn't say anything.
No, I meant last week.
Oh, yep. That's great. Knock on wood.
Well, he's gone out. Everyone else is in the pit lane except for Heatwave, Mozzie, and Rathe, who's on an out lap as well. DeBiz is on a flying lap, like I said a little bit earlier. He's now moved from reserve back to full-time again, and he's taking his seat in the Haas once more. It's pretty familiar in that Haas as of late. I guess now it's kind of fitting that that's now his full-time seat again.
So I
Mozzie
just
going
checked
to the final
the stream, and you can't hear me now. So.
Yes, that's what they said, which is good.
Perfect. The Biz,
Yes.
let's see how he does. Oh, the track is really wet right now. Can't you look at it?
I can say for first-hand experience. This is around. Yep, there he goes. I knew exactly what would happen because it happened in Tier 3. Master Plane retires in the pit lane. DeBiz is out. Basically, he's out of qualifying now because he's going to put on the intermediates. But his lap's been ruined there. But thankfully, he keeps out of the barriers because of, well, for the most part, there is only asphalt runoff. Well, I mean, not if you go almost into the barriers there. You see the yellow. I'm sorry, the yellow. Okay, well, I'm just going to completely ignore what I just said there. You see the blue, red, and white stripes around France. They are all, I guess, grip strips, if you may. As the color goes from blue to red to white, the grip intensifies and allowing the car to stay on, I guess, in the circuit and allow it to slow down to prevent any high-impact collisions. Well, get on that now. You see heat waves around as well. Apparently he had a purple Sector 1, which that doesn't proof that Codemasters and the qualifying thing. I don't know what does there. Yep, DRS is disabled. Yellow and red Breno moment. Yes, it is. Well, we have a downtime in the qualifying session now because everyone who is in the pit lane has decided to retire from the Grand Prix, and everyone who hasn't retired, yeah, he's gone again. There's just no grip on these tires.
Nope.
I mean, to be fair, he's also had maybe a little bit too hot because of the couple spins, but also there's zero grip in the track because, well, it's look at the track. It almost looks like there's a sheet of reflective material. That's how
it almost
water's
looks
on
like
the track.
ice.
Yeah. ice in France this time of year. Maybe not too. Actually, no, it's near the equator. This part of France. It's not. Oh, now trying to drift.
So
it,
the
see.
Biz is actually going out on inters.
Yeah, I mean, he could actually. There is a lot of benefit here because he could go off, set a good qualifying time. He can get P11 because Chunky just returned in the pit lane.
Heatwave's had another moment.
Heatwave just needs to get back to the pit safely, and he should be all good with that because, like I said, with the Biz, is he spinning again?
We're not gonna. I'm sorry, Heatwave. He spins again. I watched it happen, dude. I just couldn't help myself but laugh at him.
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you. I mean, actually, Redeemer may be laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. Actually, he's retired to the pit lane too. That's an interesting call. He's already around.
Okay.
So, and he retires on track, which is also not good as well. Well, now we're waiting on because it's just the Biz.
Yeah.
it's literally just the Biz. So I guess
this is gonna be a long 2.5 minutes if he's just gonna stay out here and do lap. 1 minute.
He just needs to set a lap on the board. He doesn't even have to do a fast one. Because that can get him up 3 positions.
I wonder if he's the only driver. Well, you know, you think about it too, Katra. In the wet, he's not going to have as much pace as the drive.
Correct.
So I think he's just doing this just to see what he can do.
Well, that, and also, I mean, if you think about it realistically, everyone else is gone. Everyone else is retired from the session in the pit lane.
Yep.
So if he does this lap, even if it is a 2-minute and 5 lap, and it's completely awfully spun 6 times, as long as it's not invalidated, which you saw his hesitation through turn 1.
Ooh, that was close.
He can gain up to P11.
Yeah.
And P11 in the dry is a crucial position. Because look at this. Groggy, P10, he starts on those 3-lap-old mediums. Let's actually go and see what tire they actually set those on. Apparently Masterplane set his time on a 0-lap-old medium.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's even possible. But, so it's really up to the Biz here.
Yeah,
if he can just keep it balanced.
Groggy's not the only one, though, on 3-lap-old mediums. Tweaking in P4 also.
That's true. Because the strategy call, which we talked about a little bit earlier, it's differing. It's not as straightforward as it was at Baku or Monaco or the races before. It's kind of like how it was in Canada a week ago. It's a possible 2-stop versus 1-stop, depending on how the drivers go, especially how the safety cars go, by the way. Purple Sector 2.
Yeah, so the top 2 are on softs. Everyone else is on the mediums.
Exactly. So, the big thing to watch out for is 2-stop versus 1-stop. The 1-stop's possible. You can go from a soft to a medium. It's difficult. It's extremely difficult, but it's possible. You can go from medium to soft. That's also possible. Checker flag flies from qualifying, and, well, the Biz is just going to need to quote and, I guess, caress 2 more corners in the Haas, and he should go up to P11 here. But now that everyone else in the mediums has a chance to go a medium soft or a medium soft, they have a lot more leeway in their strategy where Mozzie and Rathe do not.
Yeah, so really Mozzie and Rathe, they're going to probably try to push for pure raw pace. And everyone else is just going to be out there, you know, just driving around, having fun.
Yes, they are. Well, having fun, it's already been a little bit interesting. I said the clouds were not too far away from any French Grand Prix. I was right. Rathe grabs pole once again ahead of Mozzie in the Alfa Romeo. It's once again another front-run start for Rathe. Gerbil, he's third in the championship. He starts third. Tweaking starts fourth in his race back after 2 Grand Prix away. Sweller, the championship rival, is down by 8. He's now 5th. Toneless 6th. Calzoner, Masterplane, promises to win 7th and 8th, 9th, and Groggy is in 10th with the Biz in 11th and the intermediate tire. Chunky Snag, Seatwave, and No Limit all have not set a time.
You know, I just had a thought come to my brain, and I don't know why this is even a thing, but if I qualified on the softs and I was racing tonight, I'd probably be P5. I'd rather not. Considering I did P4 last night, and my race just went downhill after that, so.
Me and you had completely opposite races, but let's kind of
leave that in the past. At least you finished the race. I did not.
I mean, Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that because it's not our tier. And if we wanted to have a talk show about what happened to our tiers, we'll start a you know what, BRL podcast about driver tiers. Let's
BRL
go make that in the
podcast
future.
featuring Catcher and Redeemer starting tonight.
Yep, we'll have a guest appearance every week. You know, have it on Tuesdays or something. You know, fill in the gaps. But this is not Tuesday and it's not a podcast. Well, the Tier 2 race here at France is about to get underway. Let's go to Tracy Friend, the race director. You see the drivers once again. Everyone in the top 10 had to start on the tires they qualified through. 8 on the medium C3 tires, 2 on the soft C4s. Those being Rathe and Mozzie. From Gerbil all the way down to Groggy Regano has chosen the medium. DeBiz, Chunky, Heatwave, and No Limit have all a free choice of tire. They've all so far chosen the C3 medium compounded tire, meaning the only 2 on the grid that are not on the mediums are Rathe and Mozzie in the front row.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens because everyone is on mediums. And the top 2 are just out there, like, on the softs. So
that's going to be really a big determinant of how this race goes because if there's no safety car, the drivers that are in the worst hole, so to speak, would be Rathe and Mozzie because those softs are not going to last too long. So especially after what happened in qualifying and how sunny it is now, we have to see how quick they have to get off those C4 tires. But the rest, from Gerbil all the way down to No Limit, are on the C3 mediums. The top 10 are on used ones. Outside the top 10 are on fresh ones. Look how close they're getting to each other, by the way, warming up those tires. It's going to be a major determinant. But here's the thing. Safety car, if it comes out, it's been happening. You know, F2, realistic. Tier 3, Tier 4, all have had a form of safety car, either being VSC or an actual full safety car. That could mean a huge benefit for the guys in first and second, Mozzie and Rathe on those softs, because the mediums, I mean, you obviously can't go to the end of the Grand Prix on mediums if it pits, like I say safety car comes out lap 1. You can't pit off those mediums and go to the hards. Hards can't make it that long. It's going to be tight. The hard and the medium wear are somewhat similar.
I mean, you could make it to the end. You're just living on a dagger's edge after that.
Oh, you also leave your fate up to the gods about the puncture range, especially.
Right,
that's the one thing with the one stop.
But the thing is, if you're on the mediums and there is a safety car lap 1, you can extend your stint. It's easier to do a medium soft.
We'll see. A lot of strategy, a lot of people wanting some good results, and some wanting to contrast the results from the last couple of weeks. Rathe has gone in the last 2 races, has won 2 of them, and the race before that, he got a podium anyway. He's gone a 3-podium streak. The guy behind him, Mozzie, he has not scored a podium this season. He starts in the front row of the grid. Butch Gerbil is, right now, his last podium was 3 weeks ago. That was in Monaco in Spain. He won both of those races. His last 2 have not been so favorable to him. Tweaking his first race back. Sweller, he lost the championship lead a couple of races ago. Actually, 1 race ago, whenever Rathe won the race, and him grabbing P3 for the 3rd race in a row. Sweller wants to grab that back. Toneless, he wants some good points. Calzone, Masterplane, Palms to the win. Groggy, all these drivers want some great points. The last time Groggy scored a point was actually 3 weeks ago. Also, in Monaco, 9th position. DeBiz, his first full-time seat back in the Haas. Chunky Snags, 12th. He wants some good points. Heatwave wants to continue his podium streak, and No Limit wants to go from last to question mark and hopefully grab that 11 and I guess converted win from last to first. We'll see how it plays out, but the drivers are ready. We're ready. 27 laps at France, and it's lights out, and away we go. A good start initially from Rathe and Mozzie and Ralph. Look at this. Butch Gerbil already alongside the Alfa Romeo. Those mediums working really well, but look at Tweaking. He's already alongside there trying to look for the move. Sweller down the inside. Around the outside is going to be Tweaking. Mozzie battling once again. Gerbil around the outside. Contact. Mozzie's around. And that the Alfa Romeo on the softs is not going to have a better time as he was already. He was already at a disadvantage. Now he's at a huge disadvantage.
Whoa, No Limit is lagging all over the place in the back.
DRS not enabled so far. We have to wait till lap 3, but right now it's Rathe from Dribbles, from Sweller, from Tweaking, Toneless, Master Plane, Groggy up a couple positions, Calzoner pops the win, DeBiz up to 10th, No Limit battling him, Heatwave, Junkie, and Mozzie spun around on lap 1. Let's see how these drivers reclaim their positions and go through the rest of the 26 laps. Rathe has already taken that ball out. How many times before we see people grabbing those penalties? That's going to be one thing to look out for. Track limits here, it's easy to not get them, but once you start getting them, it's hard to
Palms had a bad
not
exit
get a
on
penalty.
turn 9. DeBiz is going to get the move. No contest through turn number 10. I'm sure the win's
Yeah,
going
look
to
for a
look
move
for the
down
move
here,
on
though.
turn 11, though. Backs out of it. He's going to keep on the inside. Oh.
It's tight. DeBiz
No
reclaims
Limit's
that
looking for a
position.
move through turn number 12.
Oh, look at No Limit. It was a send.
He's going to get it. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Through 13 into 14. He gets ahead, but TTM Heatwave through 15 is looking for the move on Palms.
The sister car almost pushing the Red Bull down the front straightaway. Heatwave's going to look for this move. Down the inside, he's going to look for it. How close is it really to go around the outside of turn 2? Off the track again. That's going to hurt his exit. But look at this up front. No Limit. Groggy Regano, he's lost a couple positions. Around the outside, look for it. DeBiz may have made some contact with No Limit. Actually, McLaren into the back of the Haas there. But now looking through into 5 and 6. No DRS once again, and that's crucial if you're Botch Turbo. But look at that. He's also broken out the DRS range of Sweller's team. But Tweaking still has Toneless. But he still has the DRS of Sweller, but he has Toneless behind him. His teammate, Master Plane, Calzoner, all in the DRS train. DeBiz now has No Limit on his back end, on the rear end, looking for the move. Down into turn 8. In the Mistral Chicane. A little bit too far back this time.
Yeah, No Limit's already gone to P9 in 2 laps. Or a lap and a half, rather, sorry. But yeah, crucially, like you were saying, Botch Turbo, he's already broken that DRS to Sweller Stream behind. Look at the 2 Ferraris, though, in P4 and P5.
Don't look now. No Limit is really racy now. He's trying to look for a move. Entering turn 11. Look at turn 12. Look for a move again. Once again, really tight. The McLaren is trying to get a move on. And it's lap 2 of 27. 1 lap is down. 26 laps to go. But the McLaren's racing like his 1 lap to go. He wants to get a move on now because he knows if he loses too much time to the cars in front, especially with this DRS train, he may never see them again this race. That's going to be crucial, especially if there's no safety car. Well, it looks how he sees. DRS is going to be this time by, so the drag reduction system, within a second of the car in front, you have that DRS, that rear end flap. You see that Haas in the Europe Haas letterbox right there in the rear wing. That opens up, grabs you enough straight line speed, and almost in the back of the Haas there, No Limit, into turn 1.
Yeah, like you're saying, he's pushing really hard on these mediums, so he's going to have to be careful not to take all the life out of these tires.
It's going to be crucial. Because once again, these mediums may have to go a significant amount of time, depending on how the strategy plays out for some of these drivers. Especially since there is 12 drivers on the mediums, 2 on the softs. Looks like 12 outnumbers 2. I'm not really good at math, but that looks pretty big.
Yeah, Tweaking's in DRS of Sweller Stream behind, or Sweller Stream ahead, sorry. He closed up going into turn 8 and 9, but he couldn't make the move stick. Sorry, 7 and 8 and then 9. He's still right behind Sweller going into turn number 10. Nice uphill, little flat left-hander going down into turn 11.
Battle for 11th going on. Groggy and Palms to the win. Palms gets past Groggy in the Alpine. Groggy's dropped a lot more positions from the start than he did a couple of laps ago. Let's take a look at those position games. Remember, Groggy, he had those 3-lap old mediums in qualifying. Same with Tweaking, who's actually closing behind Square. Looks like both of those drivers having the opposite form of their tire right now. The tire warm-up looks to be a lot better on the Ferrari than it does on the Alpine. Down 12 positions. Once again, Mozzie spinning out on the, I believe, the side pod of the Aston Martin in P2 right now. 1.3 seconds the gap between first and second. But look at Sweller, 1.8 seconds behind the Aston Martin.
Here comes No Limit through, coming into turn 1 on DeBiz. He's not going to look for a move. A little bit of contact again. A little lag as well from No Limit. He's going to spin through turn 2.
Around goes No Limit. That's now the second car in about 4 laps that has spun around at turn 2 in the exit. And both of them, I believe, had a little bit of help. Let's see if there's any submissions in the stewards' inquiries after this Grand Prix. No Limit on DeBiz and Mozzie on Botch Turbo. We'll have to see. In my opinion, it looks like it's just hard racing.
Well, No Limit lost it all on himself on the curb. He got up on that inside curb on turn 2, the apex, and that's what unsettled his car. Heatwave is going to look for a move on Biz going into turn number 9, 8, whatever corner this is. He's just going to sit
Makes
right
the move.
behind him. Speaking in Sweller Stream again, they're close going into turn number 11.
One thing to look out for, by the way, look at Mozzie. He's up 3 positions from when he spun around at turn 1. DeBiz and Heatwave battling for that position in 8th, side by side. Down the inside looking for it, DeBiz through 12. He couldn't get the move stick, so give the nod to the Alpha Tauri, up in 8th. DeBiz down to 9th. He's going to settle for that. Now Heatwave's going to try to go catch up to the back of the Mercedes. Calzoner about 1.8 seconds in front of him. But the DRS, once again, is going to focus on IM tweaking. He's going to have that DRS. He's going to have the ERS advantage on the Alfa Romeo in front of him. The sister, I guess, technically the junior team in real life, but not in the game. Sweller's looking for his Retrofit Championship, as tweaking is around a little bit more of a wider line for the Ferrari. Lost a little bit of time.
Yeah, Sweller struck a tighter line through turns 1 and 2. Like you said, Tweaking just got caught out by the dirty air and went on a wider line.
Well, don't look now. There's now a little bit of a DRS train forming between the back of the 3rd and all the way to 6th. No Limit grabs a 3-second time penalty. He's actually, once again, pushing a lot harder now. He has to try to go catch up again to the back of Chunky Snags. Well, see how much that penalty hurts him in the long run. No other driver has any penalties except for him right now. 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He track extinction.
Mozzie's going to look for a move on Palms through turn number 7 and 8. Oh, Palms is going to break a little bit later than Mozzie is. Palms is going to get that move. Coming out of turn number 9. Run up the hill to turn number 10. Is Mozzie going to look for this? He is on the inside. He's going to think better of it. He's just going to sit right behind him going into turn number 11.
This corner is going to be extremely important to see how these drivers take it. Yes, it was extremely close. You see right now, Mozzie's attacking turn 11 and 12. Palms is kind of biding his time. Well, let's see who exactly wants to make a move on and who wants to just buy their time, save their tires to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. Palms has to try to nurse those mediums. Right now, the softs may be a little bit quicker.
Mozzie's in.
Well, scratch that. Mozzie's in.
Back up front,
back up
we got
front once
tweaking
again.
all over the back of Sweller Stream again.
Like I said, this DRS train, it's going to hurt the guys inside of it. DeBiz, 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings and track extensions will be applied to end of his race time. Well, like now, you see Tweaking, 4 tenths back. Toneless, 3 tenths back. He gained a lot. Tweaking had a poor turn 4 and 5. This is going to help if we see a Ferrari swap down the Mistral Straight. He's a little bit too far back, especially because Tweaking has that DRS. Sweller's going to break the slipstream in tow, weaving from one side of the tripod. Look at Master Plan and Toneless Death. Here they go, side by side, down in turn 8. Late braking looks like even for both of them. No one's going to outbrake the other. A little bit of contact, but space is given to both drivers. Looks like the Ferrari's going to get a better line because Master Plane
tweaking.
I guess
on the outside of number 10 on Sweller Stream. Try to leave each other enough room. Tweaking's going to get by him. He's going to fight back through turn number 11. He's not going to. He's still there, showing his wing. Tweaking up into P3. And Botch Dribble is caught up to Rathe.
Yes, he has. Maybe the soft compound tires are starting to fall off. Let's watch this move because this battle may be crucial because this is what Rathe does. If Rathe stays out, we know he could possibly be committing to a one-stop strategy. Around 9, not 10 should be where we see that soft compound runner in. Depends if they want to go for the hard compound tire, which, by the way, Mozzie has stopped on. Down in 14th right now, 18 seconds adrift of No Limit. Let's see how that plays out for him in a strategy wise so far
on the
tonight.
Outside of turn 1 on Tweaking. He's going to break earlier. Oh! Well, took the same line. Sweller's going to get a better run out of turn 2. Coming into turn 4 and 5, Sweller's going to break early, letting Tweaking have the racing line. Master Plane's going to pick up time penalty for that.
And same did Palms, by the way, down in P10. He also has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. But here comes Botch Gerbil on Rathe right now. From lead so far, the first 6 laps, it looks like the soft compound tire is starting to die off. The only one of the top 10 that had
them on. Here goes Sweller on Tweaking
like
before number 7 and 8.
And Sweller gets past. Heatwave gets past Calzoner, boundary for 7th too. A lot of moves going on at the turn 7, turn 8, and turn 9.
Tweaking's going to get a better run out of turn number 9. And he's going to look for the outside again on Sweller. He's just going to back out of it and bide his time.
Look at Rathe, though. He's going back at him. He makes the move. Side by side, almost contact. They're wheel to wheel. Down into turn 13. Up the inside again. Gerbil goes for the move. Around the outside. Contact. Off the track they go. Squeezing off. Rathe now has a 3-second time penalty. He goes around the outside of turn 14. He sticks the nose there. He's not worrying about his tires. Still wheel to wheel. Still contact. Down to the 15. More contact between the drivers. And Gerbil's going to hold on in first. No one gets the DRS.
No, Gerbil got DRS.
Swing's still closed. He's not using it?
No, he was using it.
Okay, I guess it's on my end then.
I was gonna say the game's broken for you. Anyways, Heatwave is closing in on this battle, dragging Calzona along with him.
It's going to increase this DRS train from right now. It was from Sweller all the way down to Toneless in 6th. This may now bring down the Alpha Tauri and the Mercedes, and don't look too far down. You see DeBiz 1.7 seconds behind the Mercedes of Calzona.
Wow, Rathe has just drained his ERS, just trying to catch back up to Gerbil.
Speaking of catching up, here comes tweaking on Sweller, sorry, to the left-hand side. The Ferrari's going to make the move. That was easy down into turn 8. These two switching positions almost every other lap.
Yeah, it's hurting those guys, though, because every time they battle each other, they're using their tires compared to the guys behind them or just sitting behind them in the DRS.
Speaking of that, DRS is pretty powerful, but especially if you get trapped in the drag reduction train, which is right now what is happening between Tweaking, Sweller, Masterplane, Toneless, and not too far from now, probably Heatwave and Calzona, you're not going to make any moves unless you're the first two.
There's also a train between Chunky, Groggy, and No Limit. And as Rathe is into the pits.
Let's see what tire he goes on.
It's going to be the Hards.
Hard combat tire. He's going to try to stretch to the end of the Grand Prix. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, everyone in the top 10 has yet to stop. Rathe is going to come out where?
He's going to come out behind his teammate. And behind
this
train.
Behind No Limit. Yeah. He'll come out about 2 corners and a straight ahead of Mozzie, the other soft runner. And both these drivers went from first so far. They started on the front row together to 13th and 14th. There's still a long way to go. Both of those drivers have pitted. No one else on the grid has.
And these guys are just biding their time right now. As Heatwave has actually cut this train. Wow, I cannot English tonight.
You could try French.
No, I'll try Chinese.
Oh, okay.
In case you don't, what is Heatwave doing? Whoa! What
happened?
He just went straight after turn number 8.
Did he miss the chicane?
No, he went through the chicane, but as soon as he came out of that chicane, he just went straight, and then he caught it. I don't know if he's having a wheel or had a wheel issue or what happened, but that was definitely strange. As he's gonna almost have a half spin.
It's possible, because we actually had a report, by the way, pauses the win, another 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings to track extensions. We did have a report from Rathe at the beginning of the race, who, by the way, is now in the DRS train of Groggy. Calzona pits from P6. There was a little bit of wheel issues going on once again. We could have. Yes, exactly. We'll see what tire he goes on. It could be the Hards.
He is on the Hards, yes. Where is he going to come out?
Maybe behind Rathe in 13th. The undercut is powerful here.
Yeah, so I mean, Rathe was going to get ahead of him anyway.
Rathe right now, look at this though. Groggy, you're on the contact between the two. Rathe had a much better exit of turn 2 than Groggy did. DeBiz has a 3-second time penalty on the outside of turn 3 and 4, and Rathe will go up to 11th.
Sweller's catching back up to Tweaking before the end of the straight. Coming into turn 7, 8, 9 complex.
Just looks like the drivers are kind of easing off now, almost to the point where it's now they're kind of just biting in with the train, kind of running laps at this point. We're on lap 10 of 27 of the French Grand Prix here in Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship. 9 down and about 18 laps to go, 17 at the strike. We're about to come to lap 11 in about a few moments' time. Watch Gerbil going through turn 14, 5, almost 6 seconds in front of I Am Tweaking in P2.
Trying to find the next battle. So it's really going to be between Palms, Chunky, No Limit, as Groggy Masterplane is in the pits, presumably for the hards.
Going to cover off the undercut. If you're unaware of the undercut,
Stay
is when the
on
driver
board. He is going onto the hards.
Yes, he is. So he's going to try to cover off the undercut. Palms to win is in as well from the medium compounded tire. He was around P7, P8, P9 position. He's now going to come out into the pit lane. Is he going to go on the hard compounded tire?
Yes, he is.
Look at this. Rathe around the outside of turn 1. No Limit down the inside. Contact made. Oh, looks like there may have been more contact. Contact again. Rathe's around. And into the barriers. Will that be rear wing damage?
That was a huge impact.
That was huge.
That
We'll see how the next couple of corners go, because Rathe may have rear wing damage.
Yeah, that might be a steward's report.
It may be.
It looks like he's struggling a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he has. I think he has some form of rear wing damage.
See how much it affects him. Calzoner is catching him at the moment with DRS, though. Stay on board with Rathe just to see.
Oh, Calzoner now has a 3-second. Ran a little bit too wide. And Gerbil's in.
Tweaking is in. Swellerstream is in. Thomas is going to inherit the lead.
Heatwave's in as well.
Gerbil is going to put
compound
on the hards. Tweaking is
well.
going to throw on the hards. Swellerstream is going to throw on the hards, as well as Heatwave. Gerbil just throwing down a little bit of rubber. Oh, this is going to be tight. Never mind, I take that back.
Well, it looks like the entire grid is shuffled up.
Oh, Masterplane did. Masterplane's around turn 2.
Was that alone or was that with help?
No, that was alone. Got the inside curb of the apex again on turn 2 as I missed it. Calzoner got past Rathe.
It may have been to the final sector.
Catcher, it just got very dark on my screen as Heatwave is going to look for a move.
It got really dark.
On Swellstream, he's going to make that move easy on turn 7.
A DRS. Extremely powerful, like I've pointed out. And that is really dark, you pointed out.
Yeah, No Limits on the inside, turn 10 on Chunky. He's going to back out of it before number 11. He's going to stay looking on the inside, showing his nose. Stillness comes into the pits.
Stillness is in.
Wow, that is really strange. It just went from really sunny to really dark.
Well, if there's a safety car, I can tell you right now, the medium compounded tire will be the preferred tire, but unfortunately, that's when everyone's getting off of it.
Yeah, but these guys are just getting their mandatory stop out of the way, so now they can go back onto the mediums.
That is true. But I think it may be
Chunky
slower.
and No Limit are staying out. No Limit is going to look for the move.
Here comes
forward, turn 1. He's going to get that done. Chunky is just going to stay behind him. Now, Catcher, remember back to last week with Chunky, who did, I believe it was 20 laps on his mediums and then pit for softs.
Yeah, it's possible once again.
We know this man has great tire management.
Correct. Because once again, if you are unaware, as I believe Tweaking and Toneless are having a moment, they've actually kind of switched places a bit. But Chunky has done 30 laps on his medium a game ago at Holland. He's now going for the move once again on No Limit if he can get close enough. But he did, like you said a week ago, 20 laps on those medium compounded tire in Canada. He can make it pretty easily, I believe, on the medium tires here to do a reverse one-stop from medium to soft as possible.
Yeah, it's just on board, jumped on board with Heatwave for a split second, and he set a purple sector 1. I don't know how true that is.
Masterplane into biz, still going at it again. Masterplane went down the inside of turn 8. Here comes DeBiz around the outside of turn 10. Side by side, wheel to wheel once again on the exit of turn 10. Almost contact at the exit of turn 10 into 11. Still side by side. They're driving there, raising him to the almost the exit of the track. That's going to be Master, which he worked on with at the exit. I'm sorry, the entry of turn 8.
Yeah, so No Limit and Chunky are still out on these mediums. Chunky is not using his ERS as much as everyone else is. His No Limit is down to below 20%. Chunky is above 50.
Well, don't look now. Tweaking is about to be in the DRS range of Chunky ahead of him, and he's going to bring his teammate Toneless Death behind in the other Ferrari to the Williams in front.
Yeah, Swellstream is just sitting back here behind Heatwave as well.
Heatwave's about 3/10 drift of that DRS range, but Tweaking's going to get it this time, and he's going to be really close to the back of Chunky Snags, and the sun has just come out, so it looks like that is not a problem. Here comes the DRS, the Ferrari, and it's going to easily breeze past the Williams, but here's the thing, will Toneless Death get by him? No, he's a little bit too far back.
Yeah, that was going to be a late lunge if he did send it. He's going to get a better exit out of turn number 8. On the inside as the Biz and Masterplane go at it again. And Toneless is just by him before turn number 10, so Chunky's just kind of trying to stay with these guys, save his tires, stay in the DRS, and help him drag him along. As now Heatwave and Sweller have both caught up to these guys ahead, so...
Yes, they have. That's going to help out Heatwave and his challenge for points and, well, maybe even a podium. The Alpha Tauri once again looking for the last 2 races. He's finished P2. At the moment, he would be P4. But No Limit and Chucky have yet to stop. He's P6 on track.
Yeah, his Masterplane's going to pick up another time penalty.
Let's go take a look at the penalties. We have a little bit of a break in action. 3 seconds to No Limit, 3 seconds to Kyle Zoner and to BRL Rathe. DeBiz 6 seconds, Masterplane has 6, Ponce Win has 6, Groggy Oregano has 3 seconds of time penalties. All to be applied at the end of the race time. That may not stand, though. Some drivers may try to appeal penalties and warnings, but look at this. Switchback, Heatwave and Chunky Snags, and the inside of turn 5. Now into 6. Now through 7, it looks like Heatwave is going to grab it. Look at the switchback through 7. He's going to have the DRS, and he's going to use that ERS to get past the Williams ahead. But look at this. Here comes Sweller. He's going to make the move to the left-hand side. I'm sorry, the right-hand side of the Alpha Tauri of Heatwave. And Heatwave's going to be late on the brakes. And now up into P5. Sweller P6. Chunky's lost 2 positions in one straight.
Yeah, like I said, he's probably just trying to maintain his tires. Master and DeBiz are still fighting.
These two going at it once again. Once again on the button. DeBiz is. Masterplane goes defensive into 10. Around the outside, almost on the 3-second time.
All this battling for P2, though, look at this. No Limit's going to pick another penalty going into the pits.
5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Sherbil's going to grab the fastest lap, 32.577. We'll have to see because that may be appealed. But here's the thing. If you cross that white entry, he just got to be completely detrimental to his race, so he can't even remove that. Onto the softs. That would have to put it on, what 11? No, 12. We've completed 15. We have about 12 laps to go. That is going to be a tall order for those softs. He's going to have to do a lot of managing.
I think that was the 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane.
Was it?
I believe so.
No, it was either 5 for exceeding track limits or pit lane.
I think it was pit lane because... Whoa! Groggy's getting go way wide on turn 1. Other stream catching up to Heatwave as we go back. Calzoner has caught up to Chunky and he has just dropped Rathe.
Yes, he has. Looks like Rathe may have some rear wing damage. We'll have to speak with someone at the end of the race, maybe through himself as well. Maybe in the chat to see exactly if that is true or not. At the moment, we have no clue. Calzoner, he's going for the move. And he makes it stick, but on the inside of turn 11 into 12. And the Mercedes goes up to P6. Chunky's on the only one who has yet to stop. 15-lap old mediums. He could do the same thing No Limit did and go for the soft compound tire.
Well, No Limit also had a spin on his tires, so Chunky's going to stay out another lap.
Yes, it was actually an exceeding track limit infraction. I just got word of that.
But he has 8 seconds, so I don't understand.
For No Limit?
Yeah.
He has 3 on my screen, so it looks like your game may be bugged too. Yes, good. First it was the DRS not opening
8,
for me.
So when he picked, okay, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Smooth brain.
Okay. He served that.
Yep.
So that's unfortunately cannot be removed through the steerage portal.
Yeah.
Thomas?
Thomas is just staying behind his teammate, but they also got to keep an eye on that AlphaTauri behind him.
Yes, and he's being
And
pressured
Swellerstream,
by
yeah.
Alfa Romeo. Yeah.
Go Team Alpha.
Look how close Sweller just came. Ooh, Rathe and Chunky. Rathe gets easily past the Williams into turn 8. Actually, on the straightaway before turn 8, didn't even need the braking zone. Looks like Rathe may, even with that damage, if he does have it, because it looks like his rear end is not stable at all. He's still moving up some places. Well, Steam and Heatwave are pretty close once again through sector 2 and 3.
The master plane through turn 10 and 11 again.
Those two loving to battle, looks like.
Do the same section of corners too. It amazes me. These guys keep going side by side, giving each other the room.
What I'll also walk out for, though, is how much will that take out of their tires? Because remember, the hards, it's possible to go to the end, that's no doubt, but depends how much will you have left grip-wise at the end of the Grand Prix to even fight for any positions or any chance of it. Because I mean,
Swellerstream is really close to Heatwave right now, as Heatwave can't catch up to the 2 Ferraris ahead.
Yeah, he's actually lost a bit of time. No Limit grabs that fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 32.3 on the soft compounded tire. Remember, you need to be in the top 10, and that is a big thing.
3-second penalty. Don't like that. Here comes Swellerstream before turn 7. Can he get it done? Turn 8, rather. I don't know why I keep messing these corners up. He's going to brake early.
Could be too far back unless he's going to move for a move down at the turn 10. 28% ERS. Heatwave is closing. He's closing up, but I don't know. He's going to go around the outside looking for it. Not close enough unless he's going to go down the inside of turn 11.
He's pushing him through turn 11. Wow. This isn't Daytona, boys. We're in France. We're not in
Master Plane. They've gone up past Chunky.
Hey,
and look at this. The Biz down the inside. These two moving as one unit almost. They've been overtaking each other left, right, and center, but they're moving up places. They've caught Chunky and overtaken him in about 2 corners time.
Some team orders going on, even though they're Fast and Haas. Here comes Swellerstream now, back into turn 1. He's going to brake early. He's not going to look for the move. He had the move lined up, but he just broke early before he even got to the back of Heatwave, letting Heatwave escape. Taking the racing line as these guys are losing more and more time to the Ferraris ahead.
Yeah, the Ferraris just kind of sitting next to each other, using the DRS, using that slipstream advantage as Chunky does go on to the softs. Yep. Yes, I knew he would because of that tires, especially because Heatwave, I'm sorry, No Limit, went onto those soft compounded tires about 3 laps earlier than Chunky did, so I knew that was kind of.
Here comes Swellerstream again. He's gaining. He's going to look for the move. He's going to brake really late. Heatwave is going to just give him the position.
Well, this could be a very big strategy from Heatwave himself here, because if he can notice that Sweller is a little bit quicker, maybe he uses him and try to go catch up to Toneless and tweaking, kind of like what I did in Tier 3, if you have a little bit of a reminder of what happened in that race. Well, it could be the same scenario here. If Sweller can catch up to the back of Toneless, grab that DRS, and Heatwave can stay with the Alfa Romeo, that'll put Heatwave in this fight for a podium here.
Yeah, Chunky got past Groggy on the back straight before turn 8 and 9.
Ferraris, look at that, in tandem once again, just kind of sitting there and biding their own time. Tweaking in P2, Toneless in P3. DeBiz has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. I believe that should put him on par penalty-wise. No, it doesn't. 12 seconds to Master Plane 6. So, the drivers who have yet to grab a penalty has been Chunky Snags, Mozzie, TTM Heatwave, the Ferrari pairing, and Swellerstream. Going in. once again. Let's take a look at Mozzie, actually. He's on 14 lap old. Hard compounded tire, a little bit, no limit 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings and track extensions. He's behind that Alfa Romeo, actually, more specifically behind Palms, about 1.5 seconds or so. Mozzie, remember, he spun out lap 1, turn 2, so he's had a little bit of recovery so far. Up to 10th, he will grab 1 point. Sweller has a 3-second time penalty. What's going on there? Yeah.
I was more focused on Heatwave, who had a little bit of a moment coming out of turn number 9.
Well, that now completely voids Heatwave's plan, because, I mean, look at the gap between Sweller and Toneless is stayed exactly the same, and now Sweller has a penalty, and Heatwave has the dirty air.
He was going to go very wide into turn number 12, coming through 13, 14, and 15 now, as they can still see the Ferraris ahead.
Just
coming
trying
in the final
to get
corner.
there. Just can't seem to grab enough time.
Yeah, Gerbo's doing really well, though, to maintain this gap. 2 tweaking right now.
Don't look now. Rathe has about 4 seconds of gap to Calzone, but Masterplane has about 2 seconds gap to him, or 2/10, sorry. Here goes. He looks to the left, he looks to the right. He's going to go around the outside looking for it. Rathe does not. He breaks a little bit later, and Masterplane backs out of that move right there.
Yeah, I think he's just playing it smart. As he's on 2-lap fresher hards, then Rathe is ahead of him. But the Biz also behind is on a lap fresher hards than Masterplane is. As Heatwave...
Sweller.
Yep.
Heatwave got past Alfa Romeo back up into P4 like he was a couple of laps to go. But don't look now. We're going to have a battle once again between Masterplane and Rathe. Masterplane goes to the right-hand side. He's going to run the outside of turn 8. The Aston Martin's going to get past the Red Bull. The Red Bull's going to look there, almost pushing him to the exit of turn 9. Now going down on the straightaway, down before turn 10. He's going to look for it again. On the button to the right-hand side, off the track, squeezing him. Oh, and there he goes, a penalty again. Down the inside of turn 10, the Red Bull and the Aston Martin contact once more.
And here comes the Haas.
Biz. He's now in this fight.
Yeah, that was very close. It's actually Heatwave.
Oh, Rathe goes off the track. Looking for the move. Switch back. The Aston Martin.
He's going to
look
look
for the right-hand side again. Round the outside of turn 14. He'll make the move stick this time, especially have the momentum into 15. But who gets DRS?
Good exit. Rathe has the DRS, and he is using it. He's gonna look
Here comes the Biz, though.
Yeah. Oh,
3
boy.
wide. Inside, DeBiz is going to get the move on Masterplane, and Rathe's going to get the move on DeBiz.
Wow, really well done by those guys, keeping it clean through that last half of the lap.
A little bit wide through into 3 by DeBiz. That's going to put him off of Rathe a little bit. 3-second time penalty once again. No Limit, who's actually in this fight as well.
That's
actually, he's behind Palms. Yeah. It's not. Okay, I see. Wrong gap. Here comes
it's
DeBiz,
okay.
though,
I'll give you credit for it. No, it's okay.
I saw the gap, and I didn't see the position number. But DeBiz gets past Rathe, and well, once again, that now moves the position number. Well, at the moment, it puts DeBiz to 7th. But with the penalties, it's going to put him back down to 9th with those 12 seconds. But here comes Rathe again. He's going to be on the button. He's going to be on the slipstream, but he's not going to be close enough this time. DeBiz goes a little bit wide into 10. Contact again. Rathe's around. Damage.
DeBiz is off,
for the
too.
Red Bull. And DeBiz is off. And now the 3-second time penalty as well. Oh, he's off again. Hits the barriers. What has happened?
That just seemed... I don't know. I was watching that from Masterplane's point of view, so I don't know what happened.
It looks like DeBiz went a little bit wide. Rathe went down the inside and had a little bit of a moment. And it could argue, some people can argue that DeBiz turned in. Some could argue that Rathe lost it himself. But regardless, they collided. And, well, see how that played out. And DeBiz, I'm not sure exactly what happened. The second part looks like he's tired, may have overheated. DeBiz has retired in the pit lane. He is done and out of the French Grand Prix after 22 laps. We've almost made it a whole Grand Prix without
Don't
a
look
retirement.
down. Here comes
Well,
Soulstream on Heatwave again. Before turn number 8, he's going to get the move done. These guys have gained actually, Ketra, in eight
have.
tenths.
How? How have they done that?
The gap from Tweaking to Botch Gerbil has stayed the same. As No Limit is going to get 2 moves on Rathe, and he almost got the move on Palms. Oh, Rathe is going to hit No Limit. He's just going to drive straight.
Off the track he goes right now. No Limit is in a Red Bull sandwich. And, well, he's trying to get past Palms with those 7-lap-old softs. The tires are starting to degrade a little bit. And
Rathe has left end plate damage.
Does he?
Yep. You can see him struggling.
Oh, he hit the Pirelli board. Why'd you do that, man?
He hit both of them.
What did the Pizor board do to you? Yellow flag?
That is.
Oh, Rathe's actually around.
Slow. No, he's just going slow.
Huh. What's happened there?
He's getting on the left-hand side of the track.
He may be just letting people through and maybe retiring from the Grand Prix. Dives into the pit lane. Is that going to be retirement from Red Bull's BRL Rathe in the championship leader, or is it going to be, once again, trying for that, I guess, keep fighting for any chance of a podium or a point or anything in between?
I think he's going to try to go for fastest lap. Take that away from Gerbil as Heatwave has gotten past Sweller Stream before turn number 8, and these guys just lost 2 tenths by doing so.
I don't know if I would agree with that. Stay behind, use him if he can. If they're not moving anywhere, I guess, gap-wise, then I guess the move is on, I guess you could say. But
I was watching it before Sweller got ahead. The gap was 2 seconds to Toneless ahead. And then when Sweller got by, they lost 3 tenths.
And then it lost 3 more tenths. With oh, wow, okay. At this point, I think they're just fighting for 4th position here. These two.
I wonder if Heatwave's got more
second
speed in this AlphaTauri than what he's showing.
Probably. Also, the factor of Sweller has penalty seconds. Maybe Heatwave wants to get ahead of Sweller to defend that in any chance. Sweller's closing in, but it's not going to be close enough.
So I can confirm in the Tier 2 chat that the Biz said, sorry to Rathe, he lost tire grip.
Oh, so it was? Okay.
Is Rathe going to get a
time
penalty? Yeah,
now,
see what I mean? Look at the gap catcher between Sweller, Toneless, and Heatwave. How much time he's gained just by being ahead of Sweller Stream.
See, Toneless and Tweaking, they're actually using a little bit of team orders here. Kind of, I guess you could say. Toneless getting out of the slipstream and disabling DRS to prevent from him actually overtaking Tweaking. What I was going to say is, are they going to finish like this, 1 or 2, 3 for Ferrari, or are they going to go to fight for this position as well? There's about 3 laps to go, 2 at the strike this time by, as you see, Gerbil's actually going through into turn 14 and 15 in a couple of seconds' time.
Yeah, and Gerbil's just gaining slightly on Tweaking, who has got a 9-second gap now. And Heatwave is 1.9, 1.8 now. They're Toneless.
And that's bringing Sweller with them, too. This could be close for P3 here.
Well, remember, Sweller Stream also has the time penalty, so he is effectively out of this battle. But still, it would be nice to finish P3 on track, or P4, because he's got a comfy gap to Calzona behind in P6 with a 8.2-second gap, and they both have time penalties.
Let's see right now, Ferrari, they needed this kind of weekend. So far, they're having a great weekend, 2nd and 3rd. But it's all going to depend on how much can Heatwave gain on them within these next lap and a half or so.
No Limit's in for another set of softs.
He's going to go for the fastest lap.
1.7 now the gap from Heatwave to Toneless, 1.6.
He could get them.
1.5, he might be able to get them. It's going to be close.
Heatwave has 8% ERS. Toneless has 67.
Yeah, Toneless has just been sitting behind his teammate for, the last 13 laps, just kind of chilling, just saving his ERS, letting Tweaking drag him along. As now the gap between Tweaking and Gerbil is now 9.6.
5-second time penalty speeding in the pit lane for Rathe. Looks like that may be done for the Red Bull. Nope, on another set of softs. He's going to go for the fastest lap himself.
He's got. I don't think he's gonna be able to. He's gonna be lapped right
No,
now
he's not.
by Gerbil. So really, the only person that can take fastest lap. There goes Gerbil.
Well, Gerbil just did it.
Yeah, but also No Limit can take it away because he's still a lap
Yeah.
above. I can't English. Is No Limit and Groggy are gonna battle into turn number 8. That's not on stream. I'm watching Heatwave. As Sweller Stream's gonna look for a move on the inside of turn number 1.
I don't know why they did that.
And
Yellow
Rathe is
flag.
off.
I'm not sure why they did that.
That costed so much time to Heatwave ahead.
Well, regardless, we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix here at France for round 8 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship.
Are
and
we
it's all
gonna see
down to
team orders
these two.
between the two Ferraris?
I don't think so. Actually, you may. You see,
No,
Toneless
he's
is a
not
little bit
close
too far
enough.
back. Yes, it depends on how much Toneless has left. He's on a 1 lap fresher tire than his teammate Tweaking in front, but it may not happen.
Atolis almost has the full battery, though. That's the thing.
Well, let's go from the battle from second
It
and
just
third.
got
and
really
fourth.
dark on circuit again.
Yes, it did. The battle to the win. Well, there's no battle at all ever since what happened between Rathe and his pit stop cycle. And same thing with Mozzie. It looks smooth sailing for Gerbil. He won out in Spain a couple of weeks ago. He won the following week in in Monaco, which is not too far off the coast of France. Well, now we're finally in France, and guess what? Butch Gerbil comes home to win the French Grand Prix for Tier 2 in the Breakout Racing League by 10, almost 11 seconds. A dominating performance, but a race that was needed for Tweaking. He's been out for 2 Grand Prix, and for personal reasons. He now finishes second. His teammate Toneless finishes on the podium with them.
What a race by the two Ferraris. Ooh,
What a race indeed.
Catcher, without
Heatwave, he
looking,
comes home fourth.
who
What?
do you think is driver of the day?
Heatwave,
Okay,
outside the top 10 to fourth.
okay. You
He
win.
went up 9 positions.
And
but
look at this,
that's
Chunky
what the game's gonna
Snags is
say.
actually, I am pushing all the wrong buttons on my controller at the moment. Chunky Snags going from, I just had it up, P12 to P10 and No Limit from P14 to P11.
I would say driver of the day goes to Heatwave as No Limit does grab the fastest lap at 31.8, but since he finishes P11, he will not grab that fastest lap point. And, well, I guess no one will get the fastest lap for the French Grand Prix. We'll see if I was right. Would you look at that? Driver of the day, TGM Heatwave up 9 positions. Up to P4, missed out by 1 position. But this man, Butch Gerbil, comes home. He's now his 3rd win in Tier 2, and he's now joined alongside on either side of himself by a Ferrari, Tweaking, and by Toneless.
I'll bring you a cookie next race because you got the driver of the day.
Yes.
Maybe you get popcorn. That way you can throw it at the
popcorn on the
monitors.
TV again. Yeah.
Alright, are we inviting driver of the day?
Go for it, yes. The French Grand Prix has come and went, and Butch Gerbil has claimed its prowess. Butch Gerbil wins the French Grand Prix. That's now his 3rd of the season. It happened in Spain. It happened in Monaco. Well, far from Monaco to France to win here tonight. Tweaking, he comes home after 2 Grand Prix being out for personal reasons. This is a welcome victory for him and his team, finishing 2nd, and his teammate Toneless finishing 3rd. Heatwave got driver of the day, but unfortunately couldn't come home on the podium. Missed it by about 2 seconds. While he finishes 4th, he up from 13th to 4th. That's a good drive indeed, though. Sweller, the championship leader from a week ago, had an even better race this week because Rathe didn't score any points. He'll now reclaim the championship lead. Calzoner, 6th. Masterplane, 7th. Mozzie finishes 8th with Palms behind him. Chunky Snags finishes in the top 10. We'll find him grab out that final position. No Limit. Well, got the fastest lap, but he will not get that fastest lap point. He finishes P11. Groggy Oregano, P12. BRL Rathe, P13. A lap down. And DeBiz, we lost him, retiring in the pit lane.
Yeah, really well action-packed Tier 2 race tonight. You know, I was expecting it, but I didn't expect the amount of battles that we had between Masterplane and Biz through turns 10 and 11, keeping it really clean through those corners. And then all the other battles between, Gerbil and Wraith in the first stint, and then all the other drivers. As I believe we have all of the drivers in. I'm going to remind you guys, please include your audio as we run through the grid. I'm going to start off catch up with Heatwave, driver of the day from P12, I believe, to P4. Walk us through the race, and congratulations on getting driver of the day, sir.
Yeah. Qualifying was just pathetic for me. I didn't get out in time. And the start of the race was it, and I was catching up to the DRS train that was in front of me. I got into the DRS of Toneless, I think it was, and then I got a massive wheel glitch that almost sent me into the wall, which got me 1.5 seconds off Toneless, which ended up being really crucial for the race. After pit stops, I was able to get Sweller. I think it was, yeah, Sweller. Was far behind Thomas. He had a great pit stop. And yeah, I couldn't catch up because of the DRS strain of the Ferraris.
Yeah, I was on board with you when you had your wheel glitch coming out at turn number 9. I saw you going towards the barriers, and I was questioning what was going on, and I knew you had the wheel glitch. Regardless, you made it home in time for P4, or brought it home in P4. Toneless, P3. I believe it's your first podium for Tier 2.
Yes, that's correct.
And, with Tweaking being back after 2 races, I'm going to say congratulations, Tweaking, also on your podium. Walk us through qualifying Toneless, and, what your thoughts were on the second stint. Were you trying to pass Tweaking, or were you just trying to stay with him and just bring the car home for good points between you and Tweaking and for the constructors?
Right. For qualifying, originally I was trying to do medium softs, but then I realized that was definitely not going to happen, especially since I'm on controller. So at the end of my medium stint, I had to switch to the hards. But yeah, the hards performed a lot better than I thought. For the second half of the race, I was just actually trying my best to keep up with Tweaking without. The DRS train definitely helped, and at the end of the race, I really got concerned about Heatwave since I realized that he was catching me a lot. But yeah, I was really that he got the wheel glitch. But yeah, that was definitely a really good race there. And I also want to give a special shout out to Taco Man Gaming for helping me prepare and during the race.
This race is a lot of endurance, especially being on a controller, because I did it last season and I know all about it. Anyways, congrats to you and for P2 and P1.
All right. Well, once again, I've said it multiple times, and the last 2 races has been probably pretty difficult for you, Tweaking, but you're back, and I guess you could not have had any better of a redemption race for yourself, grabbing P2. Can you walk us through that and what it's been like? It's good to have you back.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I took a good 3 weeks off. I just wanted to dedicate this race to my grandmother, first and foremost. I'll keep it short and simple. Would have loved to have gotten a win, but Gerbil's pace just couldn't be matched. So we went for the team result, and Thomas played a huge part in my P2. He could have overtaken me multiple times. And that's like, yeah, I mean, it's great to be back. I'm ecstatic with the result. Feeling the love, and qualifying, I had no idea what that was going to be. I knew I wanted to qualify on mediums, and if I could do the one stop, I ended up doing laps on my mediums in the race on like 12% on the mediums wear, and I knew my front left is atrocious. Like it's screaming on like 6 laps in on the medium stint. So that was tough, but I was able to actually get in front of Sweller and then pull away, and then I'm not sure. I pitted lap 11, Tonus pitted lap 12, and I'm not sure what happened between Heatwave color, but they both flew 2 seconds and about 2/10, and Tonus actually got the overcut on them. So then me and him were just in a great spot where I just tried to pull him along as much as possible, and we tried to keep that penalty free. I'm not sure what happened to Rathe either, but I knew that the softs are just a bad idea to start on in general. And yeah, I mean, P2 and P3 for Ferrari, I can't ask for a better result. Shout out to Taco for engineering for us. We made some good calls when we did, and just overall, really happy. It's nice to be back.
It's great. We're glad you are back. And, well, what are your plans for next week? It's Austria, and that's going to be a fun race. Do you think you can, not only yourself, but you and your teammate Tameless, can you think you can, I guess, carry on this momentum that you picked up from France? Can that happen in Austria?
Well, I mean, Austria's got to be my favorite track, and I hope that I have an answer for Gerbil's pace there. I think I do. I mean, at Austria, nothing short of a win is really going to be good. And if we could replicate a team result like that, I mean, that would be amazing. But
am I allowed to say something brutally honest? Even though I'm on controller, Austria is actually one of my worst tracks on the game. So getting points will be pretty nice. But we'll just wait and see what happens at Austria.
Yeah, you never know what happens, because I just remember last year in Tier 5, it was a wet start, wet to dries. I gambled on a dry setup, and I think I ended up winning by a 10th, or not less than a 10th, like a 100th. So you never know what can happen there. And I mean, I love the track, so hopefully everyone brings their A game.
Well, congratulations to yourself and Tweaking. And yourself and Toneless. Yeah, well, I got you mixed up. Well, there you go. It was going to happen eventually. Well, congratulations both of you on your podium, P3 and P2, and good race for Ferrari.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, on to the race winner, Gerbil. It happened in Spain, it happened in Monaco, and now it's happened in France. You've now won 3 races in Tier 2. Walk us through the race from your end.
Yeah, it was a pretty textbook race. Couldn't have asked for a race. During the last stint on the hard, I had to maintain pace. Didn't really have any pressure from anyone. But yeah, Rathe was really my only competition that race after like lap 5, and then he had some issue in the back after he pit, and then I just saw an easy win to the end. Just knew I had to keep it clean. Fortunately, I got a penalty there, but yeah, luckily I had enough gap to keep P1.
Yes, that was a very big gap indeed. It was, 10.8 seconds over the next 2 cars, both Ferraris. Well, you got the win. It's now the 3rd of the season, like I pointed out. Is that possible to reciprocate and to carry on that momentum? Because before this race, your last 2 finishes, I guess you could say, were probably less than ideal. A DNF at Baku and P7 at Canada, your home track, which is probably less than what we wanted there. Well, you came home here in France, won the race. Could you carry that on into Austria?
Yeah, my hope each weekend now is just winning the race. Baku and Canada were really out of my control there. I tried my best to manage the damage, but both hard tracks. But yeah, Austria isn't one of my best ones, but I know a lot can happen there, like Tweaking was saying, so I'll just keep my options open and try and run a clean race.
That's going to be something that's going to be said probably for a lot of guys in the tier and throughout the rest of the Breakout Racing League to run a clean race at Austria a week from now. But congratulations on your win, your 3rd of the season.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Deemer, do you want to say anything else? Wrap anything up?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, there we go. You heard it here first. He's all good. Well, that pretty much concludes it for myself, Headcatcher, alongside LDR Redeemer. And in the booth was Boss Gerbil. You had I Am Tweaking and Toneless Death, and with the driver of the day being TTM Heatwave. That'll conclude it from ourselves on track for Tier 2 at the French Grand Prix and for the Breakout Racing League. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't go anywhere. We have another tier in about 25 minutes time. You should see the lobby starting to open up. In about 30 minutes time, you should see the race starting to get underway for Tier 1 at France. And you'll have a good time once again with me and Mitchie up in the booth. And you'll have a fun time to watching Bailey. You have Raptor. You have Minico. You have Chandler Sita. You have Hoopalicious. You have Neymar. You have a lot of other names. Just go and find out who will win the French Grand Prix and the Castellet. But once again, for myself, Headcatcher, the Breakout Racing League and Tier 2, we say good night and thank you for watching.